It's me, Renee. I'm back. So, as part of this celebration time, because it's my Jubilee, that sounds so royal. It's my anniversary this month of booktube. I suppose the logical thing would be just to do one big to do video or build up till the anniversary. I've done the opposite as usual anyway. So I'll kind of have lots of videos in 2 weeks after. And that's kind of just how it happened, really. But hey, do I want to do stuff the normal way? No, I don't. So yeah, today I'm here for a quiz. So lately, these last few months, there's been more and more people on YouTube who's been doing quizzes. Well, more and more people from it was established. That might be wrong. I think it might be just no usual, no just lately. But anyway, Super Carlin Brothers, they've been doing a quiz on Kahoot, as well as YouTube, for at least some months. It might be that I did last year also, but they at least done it these last few months. And then you also had quizzes with again Jen Campbell, and then you had Jen Campbell did one with I just completely blanking, but I'm gonna link them down below because yeah, Jean from Jean Booker Sports, as well as one more person. Jean Booker Sports actually did 2 book quizzes. I mean, she hosted 2 book quizzes. I don't know how many she does participate in, but she hosted 2 of them. And then I know that Bethany, beautiful bookish Bethany did one recently. I hadn't done it, but I saw that she did it. And also Murphy Napier and Dan Green and 2 or more people did one a few weeks ago. So there's been more and more of a thing of quizzes on YouTube to help us in a time of dire need to give joy and just have fun in a way, I suppose. And yeah, personally, I love quizzes. Often I end up doing them after the live because of time difference and stuff. And so today I said I want to do a quiz myself. I'm gonna host a quiz myself. I do quizzes quite often, but I'm gonna host it today to be quite precise. And yeah, it's coming up as you see now because I'm in Europe, and because I kind of want to have a quiz that's people in Europe can do and not stay up very late. So hey, if you're in Europe, this is a quiz for you because you don't have to stay up late. Yeah, it's coming up on a Friday, so you might have plans. But if you don't have plans, this is a great place to be. Though, as usual, I have a twist because the other people that have done this as a live, where people can participate in chat, or people can do it live themselves. I'm not sure how many people do it live and how many people do it in chat. I suppose it depends a bit how many people communicate in chat and stuff. I suppose it depends which quiz you're talking about and stuff. Super Clown Brothers, they have lots of communication. The others, I think it varies. But yeah, with me, yeah, even though, as it's obvious, I love being a booktube. It's been a great year. It's been a great time. Of course, why else would I still keep on doing videos? But I still don't really have that all huge following. As you need huge following. I don't even have much of a following really. So me doing this and having it as a premiere and having it with a live chat, I don't even know how good it would be, how many people would tune in. So I'm doing it my own way. I'm having my contestant in the video. But yeah, you can still participate yourself at home when you're watching this. If you feel you know what, I want to try this quiz. So yeah, yes, it's part quiz, part skit in a way, slightly. Though, yeah, these aren't my characters. So I'm just not that mine own as well at all. And I'm in no way a professional actor, so how good this is gonna be, but it's gonna be entertaining anyway. That's my goal, and that is pretty well. I guarantee you, really. And yeah, so that's those information really out of the way. Also, also I had an idea. Also, yeah, when you're making quizzes, I've made some quizzes in my life, and you're making quizzes, it's kind of difficult actually. Like, what are you gonna ask questions about, and like, what people know, what don't they know? Like, it's kind of hard to know what people know and don't know. So I suppose it's kind of hard for me. Like, if you might ask yourself, Renee, this quiz is gonna be hard. I don't know. It's not. I mean, I won't have multiple choices on this. I actually don't have any multiple choices on this quiz. But if you watch my channel for some time, you might you might really get a few questions. Or like if you just have similar taste to me, and if you don't have why I'm on my channel, I suppose you might like my face. I don't know. But yeah, I think anyone can at least get one question from this quiz. But I think it's not impossible to get more than one. But yeah, it depends. And yeah, the questions there are it's a mix of stuff that's current or like current books, new books, and older books. And yeah, and also if a quiz is too easy, I've actually once twice participated in quizzes that are so easy. It's kind of like, this is kind of boring. It's kind of fun to like think, oh, is it that answer or that answer? Is it that or that? Like, if it's too easy, yeah. And like all of the quizzes that participated with Jean Piaget Forts, not all of the questions were easy, but it was still interesting. Like some of them, like what's the first play that Shakespeare wrote and stuff like that. And it's stuff that I wouldn't necessarily know myself, but I did really like. Well, because of course you got the correct answer after a question. Oh, so it's that answer. That's nice to know. So like, it's stuff you kind of want to know. And yeah, the quiz is consists of. Give me a moment. Excuse me a moment. It consists of 5 genres. Sorry, genres. 5 rounds. Rounds is the word. Yeah, always forgetting words, aren't I? Yeah, but they just came back to me. So yeah, 5 rounds. And because I like to be quirky. The first round gives 1 point. Second round gives 2 points, and round 3, 4, and 5 gives 3 points. So yeah, though it's not like the rounds are particularly more difficult. It's not like one round is more difficult than the other round. Those was depends on what you think is difficult. Like if you think one of the themes is better than the other one, then it's probably more easier. But they're like, I haven't really sat down and thought like, this round is gonna be difficult. I always thought it's gonna be like a good mix of stuff. And as I said, you should be able to answer some of these, or at least not be way off base. And yeah, let's start, shall we? So, enough with intro. Welcome to Quizextravanganza. So, yeah, let's quiz. Let's meet our contestants. In one chair, we have a graduate of Yale University. She recently gave birth a few years ago, and now she happily lives in a small town in Connecticut, writing reviews of books for Oprah magazine. Give a big round of applause for contestant 1. Then we have contestant number 2. She lives outside of LA, She has her own private eye investigation. She gets help from her dad now and then, but mostly she does this on her own. She often butts heads with people in her community, but people in the community are asshats, so that's not strange. Give a big applause for contestant number 2! And last, we have the youngest on the panel. It's not a panel. The youngest of the contestants. She just turned 20. She just started doing a degree in biology with some subjects in archaeology, physics, and maths. She's going to Oxford, doing all this in Oxford, England, and loving it. She's quite happy to be wearing quite the clothes she wants to, and doesn't have to run anywhere. Give a big applause for contestant number 3! Yeah, I didn't really think about. Oh, we started. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for that nice introduction. It was very nice. I'm loving being at Oxford. It's just very nice. I'm learning so much. I have the greatest lecturers, and we have so much homework. And I love the exams, and I just yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Round number 1 is opening 2 books. Sometimes I'm going to read you opening lines. Sometimes it will be the first 2-3 sentences. So I'm just gonna whim it, and sometimes I kind of feel like it's better to, because some books actually start with just a small sentence. So like if you just start with like "Hi," she said, it's impossible to guess. If you have a bit more, it's easier. So let's start with the first one. Give me a moment. And of course, now, as with earlier, I won't show you my notes, so you won't see which book I'm reading from. And give me a moment. And with this one, with the first one at least, I'm gonna be using the prologue. So instead of reading the first chapter, or first part of the first chapter, I'll read the prologue. So I suppose it might depend, like, is it difficult? Is it hard? You'll see. But let's go. I lost an arm on my last trip home, my left arm, and I lost about a year of my life and much of the comfort and security I had not valued until it was gone. When the police released Kevin, he came to the hospital and stayed with me, so that I would know that I had lost him too. And that's the beginning of the first question of this quiz. Let's see if you can guess which book it is. Dum, 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 dum. That is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. You know, the famous African American author who's a fantasy classic. She writes very good books. She has gotten all of the praise, and she just puts a new perspective and a spin on slavery, and it makes you think, but it also makes you happy, and you laugh, and it's just all these emotions, and yeah. Yes, that is the correct answer. You get 1 point. Quite good. You know, starting off good, really. Starting off good. Now on to next one. This next one is chapter 1, just so you know. It's not prologue. And I'll be reading a few more sentences than just the first sentence. And yeah. I felt her fear before I heard her screams. Her nightmare pulsed into me, shaking me out of my own dream, which had had something to do with a beach and some hot guy rubbing suntan oil on me. Sorry. Oh, I'm gonna do that again. I should maybe practice this one, but yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so from the top. I felt her fear before I heard her screams. Her nightmare pulsed into me, shaking me out of my own dream, which had had something to do with a beach and some hot guy rubbing suntan oil on me. Images, hers, not mine, tumbled through my mind. Fire and blood, the smell of smoke, the twisted metal of a car. The pictures wrapped around me, suffocating me, until some rational part of my brain reminded me this wasn't my dream. And that's the second opening. Good luck, though I want it's a bit more easier, or depends, but yeah, good luck. Hey, thank you for such a nice introduction. That was very nice, very, very kind of you. And I believe the answer to that question, to that opening, the answer to that one is The Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. It came out in 2006, 7? Yeah. Yes, that is correct. Contestant number 1, that is correct answer. I really like that you got it. Good, good. Now let's move on to opening number 3. And let's start. This one is chapter 1, just so you know. This one, yeah, I won't be reading the chapter title. I'll just start with the chapter itself. And I won't give. Should I? Okay, I'll read like this, like a preface thingy, so you understand when I read it, and then I'll read a bit more. Yeah. March 1869. Just prior just prior to the introduction of the bustle. No, really, it is important to notice. Sir Crispin Bonsway shivered up to an impressively large chartreuse front door with a sense of overwhelming relief. Not because of the colour of the door, mind you, which was a touch assertive, frankly, for a door. What did you think he was playing at? But because of the possibilities that lay behind it. And that's the first, and that's the third one. Maybe I should do it again. The other ones I do, so you know what? I'm gonna do it again. Just to give you a bit more of a chance. I suppose not that difficult, but yeah. March 1869. Just prior to the introduction of the bustle. No, really, it is important to know this. Sir Crispin Bonsway shivered up to an impressively large chartreuse front door with a sense of overwhelming relief. Not because of the door, not because of the colour of the door, mind you, which was a touch assertive, frankly, for a door. What did you think he was playing at? But because of the possibilities that lay behind it. Yes, so that's number 3. Let's see if you can guess it. I'm pretty sure that's Defy or Defend by Gail Carger. Came out in 2020, this year. And Gail Carger writes Jane Austen-ish with the supernatural elements. And some of my readers really like that. I find them sometimes entertaining. They're written good. They're written good. Is correct. Contestant number 1. You know your books. That's good to know. Well, you do review them, so that's kind of logical. Let's move on to number 4. This one has a prologue, and yeah, I'll be using prologue. The last time they were together, it was late evening, and they were being followed. "It's happening again," Catherine said, and immediately regretted it. Matthew didn't reply, only squeezed her hand a little tighter. She knew what it meant. They were going to die. I'll do it once more. Just why not? I probably do all of it twice, but I'm doing them twice. And the other ones you can just play back. So, but yeah, once more. The last time they were together, it was late evening, and they were being followed. "It's happening again," Catherine said, and immediately regretted it. Matthew didn't reply, only squeezed her hand a little tighter. She knew what it meant. They were going to die. Dramatic, but it really makes you want to read, doesn't it? Let's see if you know it. I think that is from Next Together by Lauren James. It's that science fiction duology with Sandro, is it not? Pretty sure. Yep, I'm saying that. That's right, contestant number 1. You're really killing it this category. You know you're beginning your books. That's good. That's good. So far, you're 3 out of 5. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And let's go on to the last, number 5. Opening number 5. Last one in this category. You know what? I need some tea. When you're doing openings, you kinda need some tea. I have ginger beer, I have ginger and peppermint in here, and it works wonders on my stomach and my soul. Okay, so the last one here. Well, this one I'll be rejecting a bit because some parts of the opening has names of protagonists and crucial characters in them, so I don't really want to give it away, and I'll just jump over them, and yeah, you'll see what I mean. Tuesday, 4th September. Ways that I, name, am going to be an excellent feminist this term. 1. I will organize a small bit of activism on the first day. Tiny, just to ease us in. A bit of red spray paint never hurt anyone, right? 2. I will make the switch to a menstrual cup, henceforthly becoming model eco-friendly feminist. 3. I will definitely ask Miss Mills about writing a weekly feminist column on the school blog called Feminist Friday, and not just spend the whole term thinking about it and doing nothing. And that's where I'm gonna end with that one. As you kind of noticed, it starts with that list. I suppose maybe I could have, yeah, this book, like it's written in diary form, so it's always days, and this one starts with a list, and yeah, that's how I felt like doing it, stopping it, and yeah, hope you can get it. Let's see. Yeah, the answer to that one is The Diary of a Confused Feminist by Kate Weston. It was a debut book, and yeah, it was a pretty good book, really, for people to read about feminism and also about teenage lives. And I would not recommend it. It was good. Yep. Category number 2 is, as you might have guessed, steampunk. Question number 1. What does Alexa Tarabotti lack? What does Alexa Tarabotti lack? Let's see if you know this one. Well, this one I can't say the name of the title of the book because that will be giving it away. So yeah, if you know protagonist Alexa Tarabotti, You know who I'm talking about and what she's lacking. It's Alexa Terabody is the protagonist in Soulless from Gail Calgary, and she lacks a soul. So yeah, a soul is the answer here. That is correct, contestant number one. You're quite impressive. Interesting, interesting answer and arguing. I like it. Next question. Question number two. What creature is Kai from the Invisible Library? What creature is Kai from the Invisible Library? Let's see if you know this one. Kai from Invisible Library is a dragon. His family is from Asia, and yeah, he's a dragon. He shapeshifts to a human, but he's a dragon. And yeah, a lot of my readers really like him. I think it's a decent series. It's not bad. It's not bad. Again, contestant number one, you had the correct answer. It is true. That is a dragon. So true. Question number three. Name Mina Holmes' two love interests. Name the two love interests of Mina Holmes. Let's see if you know this one. And Inspector Grayling. Yeah, Wilbur, my agent, he loves the costumes in this series, and I must say I really like this series as well. And yeah, it has the most elaborate costumes. Wilbur really, he's just dying to make this to a Broadway show, musical, or like maybe in a TV series. And I would love to star in that. Like, I think that would be kind of fun to play Mina Holmes. I think that would just be a very fun thing. I suppose in a way she's so different from me, so it would just be a big challenge, and I really really enjoy it. And yeah. Number three. Yes, that is quite correct. Quite correct indeed. Their names are Dylan and Inspector Grayling. So true. And yeah, they're both so interesting characters. I agree wholeheartedly there, really. Question number four. How are Mary Jekyll and Diana Hyde related? How are Mary Jekyll and Diana Hyde related? This could be difficult. Then again, maybe not. Let's see. Mary Jekyll, Diana Hyde. They both have the last name that's similar to, Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. So I suppose it's from that mythology. But yeah, aren't they from that series by Theodore Gus? I think I heard about it. I think I saw it in Waterstones. I'm pretty sure I did. Those huge covers with like beautiful covers, and I think there's retellings of the island of Dr. Thoreau as well, and maybe Dracula as well. I think there's lots of retellings in one. You know what? You know what? They're half sisters. They're half sisters. That's what they are. They're half sisters. That is the right answer. Yeah, they are. Contestant number three. Yes, that's correct again. Huh. You can really answer this round, can't you? You know steampunk. You know your steampunk. Yes, it's quite correct. The last question in this category comes here. Who wrote Rebel Mechanics? Who wrote Rebel Mechanics? This is a bit of an easier side, though the book is not well known, so it might be tricky. Let's see. This one will be Sanna Svensson. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. Sanna Svensson. She is American Swedish. She has Swedish ancestry, and you know the Swedish, they came over from Sweden to Denmark to the States in like all the boats, and they came, and a lot of them from like 1600s and forward, because a lot of them, it was just, they were tired of the cold in the north, and they were tired of they wanted opportunity in the States, and a lot of them went over there, and they got so much opportunity, and they got so, a lot of them got so rich, like, you know, Centrum, Centrum. One, at least I know that one of the people on Titanic, she was a Swedish American who died, and yeah, it's just Swedish Americans. Sweden is just so fascinating, and it's just amazing. And again, contestant number 3, you're really killing it. You're really killing it. Really good. So, as of this, in this round, contestant number 1 got 4 points, and contestant number 3 got 6 points. No, you know what? Yeah, I just had to double check, but yeah, that is correct. This is interesting. So in the last round, contestant number 3 didn't really know that much, but now she really came up with all the answers. This could be quite an interesting quiz. Quite interesting. On to category round number 3. This category is contemporaries, though that is still like a bit of mixed bag, so let's see if you can answer correctly on this category. Sorry. First question. Which 2015 book is getting a sequel this year, July 2020? Yeah, contestants number 2. The answer is The Royal Affair by the Royal V. It's The Royal V by Heather Cox and Jennifer something. She has a last name. I can't remember it. She has some sort of last name. I mean, how am I supposed to remember all these names of these authors? I mean, I never had time to read. I mean, all the corruption in the city. How corruption is in the world? How am I supposed to have time to read? Really? No, I don't really do that much. No, I would like to read a bit more, but no, doesn't really happen. But yeah, that is correct. You did it, and you get them 3 points. Clap for contestant number 3. Next question. Where does the Summer of Jody Paris take place? Do any of you know this one? It's not from this year, but it's recent. Summer of Jody Paris and the Best Burger in LA, in town, takes place actually in LA. As kind of you would think from that title. It's written by Amos Spaulding, and yeah, it got a lot of buzz. It came up last year, and got a lot of buzz 2 years ago, last year, I think. Pretty sure it came up last year. And yeah, it's a good book. It's a good book. That is correct. You're right, contestant number 1. So true. That is quite remarkable. Another good right answer there. Question number 3. When just does Juliet takes a breath takes place? So like in what time period? Not like in summer, but like what is it? 80s? Is it 1880s? What is this? Is the answer to this one? Let's see if you know it. Well, Breath by Daniela by Rivera. Danny Rivera? Uh, I seem to have forgotten her first name, the author, but I do know the last name is Rivera. Rivera. But I do know that even though it's published in 2018, 19, oh, forgetting all the stuff now. But I do know that the plot of the book takes place in the 2000s, early 2000s. So during Bush first administration. So like I think it's summer of 2002, maybe 2003, around there really. I think that's when it takes place. Autistic. Funny You Don't Look Autistic by Michael McCreary. It's yeah, I actually did a job for him I think 2 or 3 years ago. He was very delightful to work with. It was a bit interesting, but I enjoyed it. I mean, he didn't he did not put on airs. He was just direct, and I really liked that. He did not pretend to be something he wasn't. He didn't pretend at all, and that's refreshing in the world we're living. It's just so refreshing. And yeah, so yep. Yes, right. Absolutely right. You did it again. Again, contestant number 1. I am so impressed. Just keep on getting the right answers. So impressed. Let's move on and continue to question number 4. In which book is the central romance between Maddie and Theo? Of course, I suppose this could be a lot of answers, but remember the category here is contemporary, so it's a modern book with a contemporary setting. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Let's see if anyone knows the answer to this one. That, I believe, is The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory. It came up earlier a year or 2 ago, I believe. I actually read this during a stakeout, so I just had to wait for many hours. And then when I'm on stakeouts, I usually use a Jasmine Guillory book because they're really good to just pick up, read a few pages, and then put down. You get very fast in and out of them in their heads, so it's not hard to get back into really. And yeah, that's a very delightful read. I enjoyed it. It's not Dickens, but it's good. Contestant number 2, you're right! That is correct. Now you're getting up on the ball again. This is getting interesting. We're not really seeing anything for contestant number 3 so far this category. Maybe it's difficult for her. Could be. It's not every category that's everyone's category. But let's move on. Question number 5, the last one in this category, is complete the title. And if you get the offer, that's honor all the good honor to you, but you don't get any more points. For once, no, you don't get points. You get bragging points, but you don't get more points for it. Complete the title. Funny, you don't look. Funny, you don't look. Harry Welsh. I remember reading this. I think my dad read them in like a summer or 2 ago. I think the dad of Heather Welsh, he was out of the picture, he had been in prison for 10 years because he was in debt, so he was corrupt, so he what's the word again? He schemed money. He schemed money from his work. So he's a lovely person, but he just made a bad, 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 bad. Autistic. Funny, You Don't Look Autistic by Michael McCreary. It's I actually did a job for him. I think 2 or 3 years ago. He was very delightful to work with. It was a bit interesting, but I enjoyed it. I mean, he did not put on airs. He was just direct, and I really liked that. He did not pretend to be something he wasn't. He didn't pretend at all, and that's refreshing in the world we're living. It's just so refreshing. And so yeah, that is right. The right answer from contestant number 2. Huh. So this has been an interesting round, really. In the beginning, contestant number 1 did start with contestant number 2. You started off well. Contestant number 1 got back in the saddle, and then you did it again and just got all the right answers. So it's gonna be interesting to see how stuff changes in the last 2 categories. Let's start. But before we do that, let's have a small commercial break. Now is the time for you to get a earthquake, apparently. No, it's time for you to get some water, to get something to eat, to get a snack, to get some good food, to just move a bit around, or just sit and maybe shoot a bit and just or guess which categories will be up next. Though might not be that difficult if you use your mind quite uh, quite smartly. It's not that difficult. Also, now we have a commercial of the upcoming movies. Later in this year, The Eternals is coming by Marvel. It's the movie of the people the gods that were there before any of us, before Spider-Man, before Iron Man, before Captain America. They were the Eternals. They lived up in the sky, and stuff after a while happened. Are you curious? We hope you're curious. Soon on a cinema near you. Commercial number 2. This year, strap yourself in and get yourself some popcorn and be ready to smile and be ready to laugh so much that the people around you will be embarrassed. And also be ready to swoon, be ready to cry of emotion, be ready to cry of joy. This is Red, White, and Royal Blue, producer Greg Berlanti. Coming soon near you in cinemas. La 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 la. Yes, you're back, are you? Yeah. Now it's time. New category. The third, penultimate category. Second to last. Have you guessed what category it is? I was about to say that you could guess from my bookshelves, though I've done some reorganization lately, though you can't probably guess that much. But you can guess from my lately videos and from my channel overall. Was it witches? No. Was it feminism books? No. Could have been. It is that tiny wobbly wibbly thing that we call time travel. Ta-dum! Yes. So, let's see what you know. Both you at home and the contestants in this room know about time travel books. Of course, the whole quiz is surrounding books. And yeah, question number 1. Which author is releasing a time travel-esque? It's not directly, but it's esque. It's in that same vein, in that same category-ish. Book in 2021. Which author is releasing a time travel-esque book in 2021? Well, this is interesting if you have paid attention to what's coming out. This is not a book that's already out, but it's coming, and it's highly anticipated. Yeah, contestant number 3. Oh, do you want to participate only? Oh, you have an answer for this one. Let's see what you can answer to this one. It's Casey McCunston. She's the author of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I mean that's an amazing book, isn't it? It's just so warm and fluffy, and it takes a look at the history of the United States, like the history on though not that much on the United States, more of the history of the UK and the royalty, and no, this takes time. Like also, I don't really. Sometimes you feel like maybe it's not written by a Brit, but still, it's just it's a very nice book, very nice book. And I definitely really want to read the book that's coming out 2021. Stop next. One stop. It sounds so amazing. It's about a lesbian couple. One of them is from the 1970s, and she's stuck in a time loop in the like in a she can't move from the subway, and she's been stuck in the subway for like decades. And the book takes place in 2020, and it's a story of how to break her from like this curse of being on the subway. And it's lesbians and Casey Gunston. It sounds so good, so good. Absolutely right. Oh, that's also very good reasoning. And yeah, nice to see you coming back on in the game and getting some points. Good for you. Good for you. Let's move to question number 2. Which 2 authors are on my shelf? Though not directly this shelf, but like among the ones I own, with the same initials, have both written time travel books. This one's a little tricky, I'll say. I can give you hints that one of them is very famous for time travel books, and the other one has one time travel book. So, yeah. But if you know the initials, you should be able to know this one as well. Anyone know the answer to it? Well, of course, when you invited me to come to be part of your quiz, I kind of had to do some research. So I saw some of the videos that you put out. And yeah, with this question, it has to be Meg Cabot and Marion Curley. I'm pretty sure that's the only 2 offers you have of the same initials. At least that's the only ones that spring to mind, and the only ones that both have time travel in them in some way. Marion Curley has the time travel series, and Meg Cabot has time travel in her last Mediator book. That series. I think that was something Lily and me read like when we was like 8 or 9. We were really into them. We were probably a bit young, but we did. I think we did like read some of them. Pretty sure. Contestant number 2. You did it again. That's very good. Very good answered. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, let's move on to question number 3. Am I wrong now? Yeah. Question number 3. Just had to be sure that my notes were correct with what I was saying, and that they were. I was saying right. Question number 3. In Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear, who is Robert? Well, this one is a bit interesting because I can give you a hint of it's not a main book character. It's not a protagonist, but it is a character that's slightly important. Let's see if anyone knows this question. Answer. Kirsten Gear series. That's Ruby Red, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. But what? Who is Robert? I have a recollection that it's someone. Don't think it's someone human. So it could either be one of the ghosts, or it could be one of the monsters. Or I suppose it could be one of the villains. Robert. No, Robert. It's the son of the doctor. So yeah, it's Robert Frost. So yeah, it's a ghost. The answer here is Robert is a ghost. Yes, that's correct. Contestant number 3 does it again. So this seems to be the category for you. Good. Nice for you. Good. It's good that everyone really knows some of the answers. That's not someone dominating all the time. It seems to be a good quiz for you. You seem to have a good time. Are you? Yeah. Well, let's just move on, shall we? Question number 4. How does Nyx in Heidi Hilbig's duology time travel? How does Nyx in Heidi Hilbig duology time travel? This one, some of the books you might notice I mentioned the title. Well, this one here I didn't because the title kind of gives it away a bit. So, yeah. Let's see if everyone knows this one. I'm pretty sure it's the map. It's from the book The Maps from Here to There. So yeah, yeah. They time travel through maps. They use maps to time travel. Like they open a map so they can time travel to places in history and places in fantasy worlds. Just as long as they have a map. So maps. Yeah, it would be maps. It's correct! Contestant number 1. You know this one. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's it's nice that you have some knowledge of this book. Interesting. That's good. Nice. Okay, question number 5. What buildings play an important role in Timekeeper by Tara Sim? I suppose this could also actually be rephrased to what buildings are important in a Timekeeper trilogy, because it's not something that's primarily in the first book, it's in all 3 books. Though, yeah, let's just leave it at that, shall we? To see if people know this one. It's maybe not the easiest, but you might know it. You might know it. Be the clock towers, because the clock towers, I mean, it's about time travel and time issues. So like the clock towers, if the clock towers stop, the time actually stops in the towns, in the villages, and it's just amazing. concept really, and clocks are so fascinating. I mean, clocks have been for a long time. Clock towers were like a big thing in the olden world, both in Europe and in Asia and America. I mean, clock towers. I mean, you always need to know what the time is. So having a big clock in like the middle of the square, in the middle of the center of the town, is just so important, and it's just so fascinating. And he strikes again. That is right. The right answer. Give a little big applause. Contestant number 3 again. And that concludes the round of time travel books. So by the end of this round, the points in this round were contestant number 3 got 9 points. 9 points. Contestant number 2 got 3 points. And contestant number 1 got 3 points. So actually, in this one, contestant number 3 did the best. But I suppose since no, did you do the best? Sorry. Yeah. I just had to double check, but yeah, that's correct. She did the best. It's my calculations are correct. Let's move on to category number 5, the last one. Last category. And now anything actually could happen because, as you know, this one also gives 3 points. So whenever you get a right answer, you get some points, and that's more than 2. It's more than 1. It's 3 points. That's not bad, and it could make all the difference for some people in the audience or of the contestants. So yeah, let's move on to last and final round. What this round is, I'll tell you. It is a little bit of a mix. Miss Linkley's. I'm just gonna say it's a little bit of a mix. Question. Also, yeah. Actually, this round also kind of sorry. The answers and the questions have some connections to each other. If you can guess that, you get bragging points. I'm not gonna give you more points. I'm just gonna be weird, and you just get bragging points if you know more stuff. But if you can get the link, good for you. Good for you. I mean, it's fun to understand stuff that's kind of hidden and not out there, and to know more stuff than what's required of you. So yeah, let's move on to the first question in the last round. Question number 1. Why is Gemma Small's name ironic? Why is Gemma Small's name ironic? Let's see if anyone knows this one. Yeah, she's fat, so her name being Gemma Small, it's quite interesting and ironic. It's probably done on purpose, and it's also, I mean, she feels she's being bullied because of her size, and she feels belittled and small in that way, even though she is big. And it's just a great story of feeling secure in your own skin. It's just a great story, and it's just so good and heartwarming, and everyone needs to read it. And lesson number 3, you did it again. You end up the last round winning it, and you're winning it. Well, you're starting this round on a great note with a right answer. That's so good, really. Okay, question number 2. What is Bailey Butler's thin friend's name? What is Bailey Butler's thin friend's name? That's a very tricky one because the way I phrased it. But if you know, you know. I can also say that this book has a movie coming out in the fall. And that's what I'm gonna say. about that. Yes, let's see if anyone knows this answer. Veronica Clark. She's actually the protagonist. Well, I think they're both protagonists, but like Veronica Clark is the one that's pregnant in this book, and she has to go through like half of the states to like across many states in the United States to get an abortion because she can't do it in her own state because of you know old timey-wimey laws that says females can't decide over their own body. It's just so archaic and patriarchal. And don't get me started on patriarchy. Don't get me started. That is correct. Contestant number 3. You're on a winning streak here. That's quite good. I mean, other people should look out for you. You're quite the know-it-all. Are you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Well, okay. Let's move on to let's say answer to question number 3. Who is Theo looking for? Who is Theo looking for? You know what? There's so many books in the world. I'm just kind of realizing now I'm doing this quiz. I'm going to give you the title of this book because it makes it a bit easier. As I said, there's so many books in the world. The title of this book is The Lady Rogue by Jenna Bennett. The Lady Rogue. In A Lady Rogue, who is Theo looking for? Now, if you don't get this now, I suppose not be disappointed, but you've gotten a good help now, so you should be able to answer this, I would say, at least. And yeah, let's see if anyone knows the answer to this one. Dad. Theo is looking for a dad in The Lady Rogue because her mom is dead and her dad is missing. So yeah, it's her dad. I would say that story was very well. I like the idea behind it, but mostly I've read much better stories. Really, I read better stories, but I picked it up because it sounds like so good, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't very good. And yeah, yeah. Well, let's just leave it at that for once. Again, contestant number 3, you did it again. 3 answers correct in a row. Well, technically 4 in a row. I'm quite impressed. Quite impressed. You were just kind of laying low, and now you've gotten a lot of answers correct lately. So it just shows you can't underestimate the underdog. Can't underestimate them at all. And question number 4 is as follows. Where has Heather Wells' dad been for 10 years? Where has Heather Wells' dad been for 10 years? This is a bit of an older series, but should not be difficult either, or at least not impossible. Let's see if anyone knows. Heather Welsh. I remember reading this. I think my dad read them in like a summer or 2 ago. I think the dad of Heather Welsh, he was out of the picture. He had been in prison for 10 years because he he was in debt, so he was corrupt, so he what's the word again? He schemed money. He schemed money from his work. So he's a lovely person, but he just made it bad, 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 bad. That's number 3. You do it again. Are you sure you're not cheating? Because you're doing a very good job now. Very good job. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I know you can't cheat. I know you won't do that. Yes, that is the 4th correct answer from you for this round. Quite impressed. This mixed of questions seems to quite your up your alley. Quite good. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Now, the last question in this round is: which children's classic was banned in China? Which children's classic was banned in China? I realize now, I suppose there might be one that's banned in China because China is kind of sometimes strict and stuff. I'm gonna say which children's classic from like the 1800s was banned in China. Yeah, so you know it's not one of the newer books from the 1800s. So do you know that? Yeah, that's an answer to this one is Alice in Wonderland. It was actually by Lewis Carroll. It was banned because of the talking animals, which is just preposterous. I mean, why would you ban because of talking animals? Chinese, they're strange. Though they have, I mean, the Chinese government, it's just way out there, really. I haven't really met many people from China, though that is kind of logical, maybe, because if they're distant, they always seem to be shot or just hiding. And like if they're, I don't know, it seems like if people come into contact with me, they always end up in the newspaper, in Neptune High or Neptune Times. So yeah, could be that. Could be that. Then again, I don't know. Number two, you got the right answer. Huh? I suppose it's good because if contestant number three had got it again, it would kind of maybe be a bit boring. I mean, it's good that other people get things right as well. So yeah, quite good. So I know I just said that was the last question. I'm gonna say what the score is at the moment, and then I'm gonna give you a surprise. So the score is contestant number one has 16, contestant number 2 has 17, and contestant number 3 has 28. And yeah, I did say the last question was the last one. It could have been the last one, and I suppose we could have had a winner, which would have been contestant number 3 at this point. But I'm giving you a surprise last question to see if any of the other could maybe take the win. Maybe you could. Now you could ask yourself, how can anyone else win when contestant number 3 has 28 points and the other two has 16 and 17? That's not possible for them other people to win. Well, to make it possible and interesting, I suppose slightly interesting, this last bonus question can give you 80 points. 80 points. So if anyone, no matter who gets this question, wins. Because yeah, anyone could win with this question. So listen carefully. I'll say it twice, as sometimes usual, and let's go. Which character has been adapted? Movies, TV, games, like anything, not just movies, not just for cinemas, but could be TV movies, could be TV series, could be board games and stuff. So an adaptation, the most times. By the most times, and now I should have been more clear, but by the most times I mean in history, so like in total. And also to clarify a bit more, I say character because sometimes people they use the character and then they write new stories, but they use like the known character. So I say which character, not which books or which series. So yeah, I'll let you thunder. I'll let you think and ponder on that question for a bit. This might be difficult, I suppose there could be a lot of options for this one, really. But it might be something you know. It's not an unknown fact. So, yeah. Does anyone know the answer to this one? Let's see. Question here is Sherlock Holmes. He's actually been adapted to both. He's been used as a character in TV series, but also been used in modern day. He's been used in children's books and etc. etc. There's actually a very interesting trial going on about him at the moment because they state just want the new Netflix movie to come out, and I found that kind of interesting, really. I do have some law and some law education experience, so I do find like that whole trial process interesting. Kind of interesting to look at, really. Yeah. Oh, that's correct. Contestant number 2. That's quite a surprise to have you back in the game. But of course, by you giving this answer, you are the winner. So good. You might ask yourself, what's the prize? The prize is bragging rights and honor and joy. And isn't that the best prize you can have, really? I mean, do you need more physical possessions in this day and age? No, you don't. You don't. And that concludes this quiz extravaganza. And yes, bye. And keep on quizzing at home. So yeah, that was the quiz extravaganza. If you guessed who the contestants were, I tried. I purposely didn't say their names, though. As you saw, I gave them some backstory, or I gave them some introduction. So if you could guess who they are, comment down below. Also, comment down below if you enjoy this. I might like to do this again in the future. And yeah, I hope you had a fun time. And it's going to be fun to see how many of you thought this quiz was easy, thought it was fun, thought maybe it was difficult, but you really enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts and comments down below. Or if you just really enjoyed it, just give an emoji. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.